Warning, this video may contain spoilers for any episodes of The Mandalorian Season 2 released before this video. If you are not up to date with the season, I strongly recommend clicking off this video. You have been warned. Hey guys, and welcome to the final episode of the Mandalorian review series. Let me just start by saying thank you so much for all the support you've gave me throughout this series. I'm very grateful for it, and I'm glad I was able to successfully complete the series. If you haven't heard, Disney Plus recently announced a bunch of new TV shows and movies that are Lucasfilm, and maybe I'll do some reviews on those as well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with Mandalorian fans. Let's get started. An Imperial shuttle is under attack by Slave One, aka Boba Fett's ship. On board were two pilots and a professor that has been studying Grogu. Once the Mandalorian and the others board their ship, one of the pilots kills the other pilot and threatens to kill the professor as well. Once he realizes that Cara Dune is a rebel shock trooper, he gets her mad by telling her he was there when the Death Star blew up Alderaan. This, however, backfired when he got shot before he had the chance to kill the professor. After this, they fly back to where the Mandalorian met Death Watch to get their help. They find them, but Bo-Katan isn't willing to help since they wouldn't know where Moff Gideon is. But when the Mandalorian revealed that he successfully tracked their ship, they realized they could use this opportunity to get the Darksaber. However, although they were friends with the Mandalorian now, they didn't exactly get along with Boba Fett.
Both of you.
They still decide to help the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, and Fennec all got in the Imperial shuttle, while Boba Fett would get on the Slave One and chase them, which would hopefully convince Imperial to give the shuttle immediate landing. They were convinced, but they still didn't let them land, but they still did anyway. It's like Admiral Akbar would always say.
It's a trap!
After destroying all the TIE fighters, Boba Fett jumped into light speed and he was gone. Back on the ship, the Mandalorian went to save Grogu, while the others took out stormtroopers and made their way to the hangar. The Mandalorian ran into the Dark Troopers, and at this point, he was pretty much in trouble. He closed the door in between him and the Dark Troopers, but one of them forced the door back open, so the Mandalorian was forced to fight. The Mandalorian was already getting destroyed by one Dark Trooper, and if he didn't eject the others before they broke the door down, he would have to fight like 11 more. The Mandalorian uses the trusty old whistling birds, and they actually deal some damage to the Dark Trooper. He uses this opportunity to finish off the Dark Trooper with his pure Beskar spear that we haven't even seen since episode 6. Fortunately, the Dark Troopers are still breaking down the doors, so he manages to eject them before they fully break down the door. Meanwhile, the others successfully take out every trooper in their way and eventually reach and take over the main hangar, which Bo-Katan will use to reclaim Mandalore. The Mandalorian reaches the cell Grogu's in and chokes the guard guarding it, which might have been a little bit too harsh. The Mandalorian opens the door to see Moff Gideon holding the Darksaber near Grogu. As the Mandalorian tries to convince Moff Gideon to peacefully return him Grogu, that he wanted to take over Mandalore for himself, which reveals why he has the Darksaber and why he wanted Grogu's powers. The Mandalorian then offers to let Moff Gideon keep the Darksaber, and he agrees, but when the Mandalorian goes to pick up Grogu, Moff Gideon attempts to kill the Mandalorian, but his Beskar armor protects him. If you didn't know this, a lightsaber can cut through anything except pure Beskar. That's why the Mandalorian can use his Beskar staff against a lightsaber without it being cut in half. The Mandalorian knocks Moff Gideon to his feet, which forces him to yield. Once the Mandalorian gets to the hangar and meets up with the others, the Mandalorian hands Bo-Katan the Darksaber. When the Mandalorian is surprised that she won't take it, Moff Gideon tells the Mandalorian that she's not allowed to take it unless she kills him for it. If the person who wields the Darksaber is ever defeated, the Darksaber will be passed on to whoever it was that defeated them. Since the Mandalorian beat Moff Gideon, he is now the owner of the Darksaber. So either Bo-Katan has to kill the Mandalorian, or she can't take the Darksaber. Unexpected, 2 new problems show up. 1, the Dark Troopers have boarded the ship and are ready to kill everyone except for Moff Gideon. And 2, Moff Gideon has a blaster that the others don't know about. All of a sudden, an X-Wing approaches. Except, this isn't any ordinary former rebel. On the security cameras, they see a cloaked man. It was a Jedi, and he was obliterating the Dark Troopers. Moff Gideon realized he's probably not getting out of this now, so he decided to use his blaster now, because better now than never, and he shot up Bo-Katan, and then he turned the gun to Grogu, but Mandalorian deflected it with his Beskar armor. After this, Cara Dune knocked him out before he could cause any further damage, which put an end to his attack. The Jedi, which you should probably know who it is by now, reaches the level of the main hangar and takes out the Dark Troopers that are guarding the hangar, which are preventing them from leaving. Once he reaches the hangar, he removes his hood, and it's Luke Skywalker, the Chosen One. Well, I guess Anakin Skywalker's the Chosen One, but his son! If you for some reason do not know who Luke is, he's the one that blew up the Death Star and saved his father, Darth Vader, by turning him back to the light. The Mandalorian says goodbye to Grogu and takes off his helmet so Grogu could actually see his face before he leaves to train to become a Jedi. And then Grogu meets R2-D2. And I hope you know who R2-D2 is. As Luke leaves, he says, "May the Force be with you." The 3 of them leave, and they all live happily ever after. And that concludes The Mandalorian Season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching this series, and let me know if I should do this again for Season 3. It was super fun making this for you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much everything. Or almost.
Open our video. What kind of Malian teeth be?